Okay, we'll look at question 20 now. What effect would the loss of mountain glaciers have on human society? Well, the big answer there, first one is if you lose those mountain glaciers, then you get more sea water or increase in sea level. All right, and then that would do what? What impact would that have on the cities around it? Yeah, you get flooding in those cities, okay? So that's a big impact of those mountain glaciers. Two examples of society changes that would help reduce greenhouse emissions significantly. The two are, we have, golly, my brain has died for just a second. Yeah, no, there's two categories, and we put them in those categories. And one is mitigation and adaptation. Mitigation and adaptation. So mitigation is we're not going to stop driving cars, but we'll drive ones that are more fuel efficient. That's mitigate. You're not going to stop or practice, but you will be more responsible with the way you practice it. And adaptation would be you make some big society change, you adapt to it. Like one of the examples is eat less beef. Okay? Eat less beef. That looks spelled wrong.
Yes, it's supposed to be 2 E's.
Okay. That's a B-E-E. Eat less beef. All right. Okay. So mitigation and adaptation. Adaptation is really societal changes. So we listed one there of eating less beef there. Mitigation is you're not really changing the society, but eat less beef. All right. Number 23, hydroelectric, wind, geothermal power are all rely on spinning turbines connected to a generator. Explain how the force. Okay, so these are, you know the answer to these. What force does hydro? Water. Yeah. Wind, movement of air. Or wind. Geothermal, the heat from the earth. Yeah, and we're not going actually to the core, but we do go pretty far down. Okay, we're using the pressure of the sand and the temperature change there. Describe the two main problems. We're relying on non-renewable energy sources. What's the two main problems? We talked about them. Number one, it's non-renewable. We will run out. And we did our little graph of sustainability. We said oil and natural gas has about 50 years left, and we said coal has about 100 years left. Okay. The other problem is they release, when you use them, they release greenhouse gases. Sir?
What's that one doing when we run out?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. We should be switching to other fuels. What happens if we run out? We should be switching to other fuels. Solar power, wind, hydroelectric, all these other things. Sir? Yeah. And if you
get a new type of gas or something?
Could be. I mean, there is something called a biofuel where they're trying to grow corn and grow sugar cane and to produce different types of fuel. So. Oh yeah, absolutely. Right. The question there is if we run out of this, then our demand for coal is going to go way up, and the time that coal is going to last is going to greatly decrease. Absolutely. So that's the kind of the whole point. Responsible humans, we need to do better. We need to think of alternate solutions. Okay. All this fun stuff's going to come to an end. Well, I hope not, but times are definitely changing. it just noticed even just over the weekend, more and more commercials about fully electric cars. You know, of course, Ford's got one with the Mustang. I saw one for GM. Yeah, and I saw an Audi commercial for one, BMW. Of course, everybody's got the full electric cars. Okay.
Where they charge the car?
At the house, my home was at
the house. Yeah, at the house. All right. What's one ecological side effect of constructing a hydrological dam? One is the fish are trapped on one side. And a solution to that, one of the solutions to that was fish ladder. And we mentioned that on Friday, these problems with fish ladder. Solar and wind power are intermittent. What does this mean? Well, I think you all know what intermittent means, but it's not consistent production of power. So there are going to be times when you don't have electricity if these are what you rely on. So you have to have some method of storing it or something going on with that there. What are 3 possible side effects of building wind farms? Noise, eyesore. Eyesore as far as, looking at them. They take up a lot of space. Some people would say, well, it doesn't matter what we look at because we got to have it to overcome these other non-renewable sources up here. And the other one is potential for birds. Yeah, to kill birds. And that's a pretty low potential, but it does stay up there. If you have these big propellers sticking in the sky where birds are flying, obviously they now have to fly somewhere different. What's the drawback of using geothermal? Sulfur pollution. Specific type of pollution there that comes out of that, sulfur pollution. Okay, what are the forms? So maybe you don't remember these maps that we showed you the other day, but this area right here is wind. Area right here is geothermal. Solar kind of goes all this area here. And let's see what else we had. Hydroelectric we had a lot of hydro over here, a lot of hydro over here. So if we give you this on the test, we'll give you a map to look at with some dots on it. But this was the general shape of it. So Pennsylvania is over here. What's most appropriate for that area? Yeah, hydro is, again, we have those maps. Oregon. Show my ignorance to map. Oregon is another hydro or maybe geo. Yeah, you have to go look at the main map to be for sure, Arizona, solar, and Kansas would be wind. So Kansas is in this wind section there. So one of the point of that map is to say one of the problems of using renewable energy sources is not every geographic area is suitable for that. So the 3 problems for renewable are geography, intermittent use, and they are expensive, the cost of them. Those are 3 of the main problems with those. Okay? All right, guys, we'll take a pause here and pick up with nuclear in just a moment.